Thank you all for coming. I'm really happy that so many people are here. Welcome to Time to Escape the Moodle Mystery. Whether to insert the dash or not, you maybe decide. Just about me a little bit. I'm Stefan Hanauska. I'm a high school teacher for computer science and mathematics at a school in Bavaria. I'm also a teacher trainer, and I'm a Moodle developer for mebis Lernplattform. That's part of Bayern Cloud Schule, one of the biggest Moodle instances of the world. And I use Moodle a lot as a place for supporting escape room settings for my classes in mathematics and computer science. For example, I built one about number systems for my fifth graders or about formal languages for my graduating class in computer science. And this can happen partly or completely in Moodle, and I can clearly state that Moodle is one of the best systems to realize an escape room. And escape rooms can be built purely digital, can be built in an analog way, can be built in a hybrid way, and I prefer the latter one you will see in the slides later. In an escape room, you have some locks, as you can see over here, and somehow you have to open them. You have to solve some puzzles to open the locks. And when we use an escape room in an educational settings, these puzzles are about a certain topic, maybe about mathematics or something like that. In an escape room, instructions are intentionally, a bit damaged. They can be vague, they can be unclear, they can be misleading or something like that. I really like that, I have to admit. And you maybe know there are also some symbols, some colors, some sounds, some words that have a certain meaning, and all of that I will also use later for my idea I will present. And an escape room also has a story around it, but it's quite difficult sometimes in an educational settings that to provide a story and stick to the topic when you show the escape room. And this morning, Martin said it's important for learning effort and struggle. And escape room is an ideal way to do that because you have to put some or maybe a lot of effort in it, and you will clearly struggle with it. And like every bigger software product, Moodle can sometimes be kind of a mystery, we all know. And there are a lot of unknown places to us. There are a lot of hidden gems, and there are a lot of features you don't know, but that could be useful for you and your courses. So I had the idea some years ago to build escape rooms in Moodle and about Moodle. For Moodle users that are a bit advanced, not for beginners at all. I'm quite sure that beginners just would be frustrated and run away because it's way too much for them. And that's the idea I want to present to you today. First, I'll mention some Moodle core features that you can use to build an escape room independent from the topic, but this will be quite fast. Then I'll show you some examples from a Moodle escape room I've built for teachers 3 years ago. You can see how puzzles are built and what ways there are to solve them, just as some examples. I'll talk about some principles for building escape rooms, for trying it, and at the end I'll present you a Moodle site where you can try one of 3 Moodle escape rooms yourself during the mood, but not during the session, it's too short for that. And afterwards, of course, some questions. So let's start. The first way to build an escape room lock in Moodle is course enrollment. In self-enrollment, you need a password. So this can be a lock already. And it's really, really easy to be set up. Second part is activity completion. You have a lot of different ways to complete an activity. You can, this supports almost any kind of virtual logs and, of course, the puzzles itself. You can award badges to successful participants. When you try My Escape Room, you hopefully will receive 1 or 2 or 3 badges. And the restrictions for activities and sections, you can use them to make your participants solve your puzzles step by step, require something to find or something like that before you can access an activity. And connected to activity completion and restrictions, the grading system is also an excellent tool for building escape rooms. But the best thing is the quiz activity. You have different question types. They offer a huge variety for building digital logs and to implement complete puzzles there. It provides differentiated feedback and hints, and of course, you can provide a log to the quiz itself. The various content types of H5P do quite the same in a different way. A bit easier to produce, but also easier to circumvent, as the solution can be accessed via JavaScript. Sometimes maybe you want that, but maybe you want to avoid it. And there are tons of other plugins supporting the creation of an escape room even better, but that shall not be the content of this presentation now. We just go over to the examples. I will show an example for a Moodle escape room with Moodle as its topics, and I have done it with some teachers at our annual Moodle conference in Bavaria 3 years ago. It was a hybrid escape room. The teachers had this treasure chest with some real locks to open. I have to admit, again, I really liked that a lot. And they had a Moodle course where they had teacher role, and they could completely destroy the course just to get inside and, well, gain some chocolate. I will go with you through the puzzles so you can see what idea was behind them and also some approaches for solving. In a real scenario, you'd, of course, need more time for solving, but you would see a lot more of Moodle, of course. So let's start with the first page. Don't be scared, it's a lot of text, you don't have to read it, but I translated it to English for you. This was the main course section, and, well, I have to admit I didn't spend much time on the story. As you can see, there were some pirates involved. I personally was in place for watching and giving some hints. The teachers were working as a team and successfully opened the treasure chest after about 60 minutes, so it's kind of doable. And the image on top of the course page is a special feature we have in our theme. It's the course image and can be customized in some ways. So now let's have a look at the first task. Right at the top, under the skull. So, this seems to directly reference this course image, but there doesn't seem to be any text or something. Maybe you can read anything, but I can't. So we start looking around in the course and start trying every feature. For example, let's open the block drawer. Oh, there's something prepared. We see a special block on top that we have in our instance that allows to change the part of the header image that is shown. And as we are in an escape room, it has to be there intentionally. And I'd suspect the calendar down there to be for a reason too. So let's go to edit mode and open the block settings. This setting shows us the middle part of the image, so we can try to change that to bottom. Well, it should be under right below the skull. So we save it. Oh. The image was slightly bigger, and we are able to open the first lock, number 1. But that's not the only way we can do that. We could also go to course settings, Scroll down a bit and download the image, or maybe you have really good eyes and see the number again. And also some advanced users just use Development Console. Yeah, that's really a bunch of possibilities, and there are many, many more, but that's completely okay. Every way to solve this is a good idea. So let's go a bit further. You notice the calendar, so maybe we have some task that somehow fits there. And if I look down there, blue, we have an appointment today. So we click on today's date. It was Sunday. Next log. So both these puzzles were quite straightforward, but they help the teachers to realize that these features exist at all, or to remember them. Course calendar, almost no teacher uses it, but it's great for supporting the students. So you just have to see there is something like that. So let's do the next. How do the deckhands get into the course? What's the peril? Getting into the course, this could be enrollment. So let's go there. Visit enrollment methods page. And well, peril, it somehow sounds like the enrollment key for the course. Yeah. This one opens log number 5. So there's number 2, and number 2 I thought to be quite difficult. There are no students among pirates. Do you know their name? But the group had one teacher who knew about role renaming. So let's go to participants page again and select role renaming. Then scroll down a bit. Roles are in German here. So 9012 for log number 2. And this could have been accidentally solved along with the last puzzle if they had clicked down the role drop-down, and that's completely okay. You can't foresee how a group does this, and every creative way is worth it, I think. The other puzzles had their own sections. This one had some weird text, but 2 of the teachers identified it as a tech for math formulas, but somehow the filter didn't work, so they checked. We go to the settings page and open the filter menu. Scroll a bit. Somebody turned this off. Turn it on again. And then you can see 10, 7, 9, and have the combination for log number 3. Oh, we left out one on the first page. Teachers have already known the solution lies in grading. So that seems to be quite obvious. We go to the grading menu, but nothing that can help us here. So when we have no useful information, maybe we go to a third level navigation there. And, well, we just try everything. And in a group, it's a bit easier. I say, you take the first one, you take the second one, and so on. You can do the trying in parallel, but we skip this one for now, and we go directly to the scales section. 2661. A custom scale, and inside the scale, there we have the combination for this log. The escape room idea has a lot of accessibility problems. I admit that, and I have no really good solution yet, but I'm really ready to learn. But this one brings an advantage to people using a screen reader. You can't see anything, but if you select the line below, you see a text that helped to open a crypttext. Maybe you know that from a Da Vinci Code movie. White text on white ground, accessibility nightmare. But here it helps to solve a puzzle. So let's go to the last one. What is this treasure chest hiding? No idea. But if you hover this, you can see a tooltip. Look at the place where should be written who created this picture. We have a special plugin for editing the source information for files. What was the main aim for this task, but I'll show you where you can find it in Core Moodle. At this time, we still had Atto as an editor, where it was a bit easier, but also with TinyMCE is still doable, I think. We go to the editor and call Media Manager. Then we see the file, we click it, and there we have the author, respectively, the last code. So we are done, treasure chest is open, you get your chocolate. That were some examples that how you can build puzzles and how you can offer your teachers a special way of learning new things about Moodle, a way you can't completely control and you shouldn't try to control. And maybe you already have some ideas that you could put in your own puzzles. And now I'll talk about some principles for escape room games in general. The one I like most is cheating is appreciated. You hear a teacher saying that. You can use Moodle documentation. It's really great. You can watch a video. You can ask somebody to help. You can try to circumvent the security measures. Everything is possible, and if you find a way to solve a puzzle that's better than mine, I'm very proud of you. But always make sure to keep the fun for you. You can just ask another person who solved it for the passwords. So, why do that? The more difficult part, how to solve such a puzzle. If you're a participant, you really have to look at a Moodle course in a completely different way from what you're used to. You need to expect everything to be there on purpose. You need to try to identify the meaning of any words and any symbols that are in there, and just go to every place that's available. Click everywhere, open every drawer, every collapsed section, scroll down every text editor. There might be something hidden. And that's something you usually don't do. If you say to somebody, well, just click through all the Moodle menus, the person would say, well, but in a game, might be fun. And don't believe if something looks empty. But it can happen that you aren't successful with one task. Just try another. And maybe you're also frustrated. Take a break or try to get a teammate. And if you don't like this kind of training, please don't do it. You will hate it. Yeah, it's terrible for somebody who doesn't like this way of learning games and so on. And the most important recommendation, work in a team. There you can see some people from a bar camp where we had 3 years ago in Munich solving another Moodle escape room. And if you work in a team, just talk about the puzzles. Share your experience with others, share your ideas, and you can also parallelize your approaches. But it can happen that your participants just don't get your brilliant puzzles. happens to me sometimes. You see her smiling in the first row. Maybe they're too hard or too mysterious or something like that. And so you have to provide sometimes some hints. Just to lower the risk of frustration, you can offer gradual assistance, a simple hint for first and a more straightforward hint for the second level. In Moodle, you can track hint requests via the activity completion, and also here, quiz is really great. Quiz can automatically offer hints via multiple tries there. And of course, in a face-to-face setting, you are the one providing some additional hints, but be careful. Don't take away the fun from the people by giving hints too fast. Use different perspectives for building a Moodle escape room. If people have a student role in your course, they can have a look at content, at blocks, at the course index, and groups, grades, feedback, and the activity overview, or maybe some additional capabilities you have given them. But most of the fun is in the teacher role. If you give them a course and they are teacher in this course, they can do anything in the course, can change any settings, can visit any page there is, they can do grading, they can open course files and so on. So maybe you can use this one and make sure you have a backup, because they can completely destroy the course, and sometimes they should. And after all, do some kind of catch-up. People should have the possibility to talk about the puzzles, how they felt. Maybe they have some improvement ideas. Maybe they can tell, how do I do that in my courses? And you can also link to tutorials and videos and documentation and something like that. This is the only thing in German, but I had to put a picture of a great tutorials there. And also to additional training. So what are the outcomes of a Moodle-based escape room about Moodle? And well, I can't really say, because I haven't done any systematic research yet. But I have also to admit it's quite difficult to observe, because everybody does something else and has some different outcomes. I was watching a lot of people doing these escape room, and the range is quite far from frustration, really early dropout, to complete enthusiasm and said, oh, I need another one. And I have some quotes I extracted. That's the one you hear most. I never knew this feature existed at all in Moodle, independent from what you do. And when you remember the calendar at first, one teacher said, I have added the calendar to all my courses now. It's really great. And I had another escape room someday, and there was a task about metadata in pictures, and she said, oh, I was a bit scared about that. So she learned how to remove metadata from her pictures before she uploads it in a Moodle course. And one person who's here in the room always says, well, don't be so mean to the people. And she's right. So last step, you can try it. But this will need some time. I have built 3 different levels of an escape room called Time to Escape. QR code is over here. We have novice level. This should be doable in about 20 to 30 minutes. Challenger level, a bit more advanced. And nightmare, well, the name is telling. It needs a bit of Moodle experience, the first ones, and a bit more, the latter ones. And first, thanks a lot to you, but especially to the members of MoodleBande, a user group I'm in, who tested all the puzzles, and about 100 attendees at MoodleMoot Dach 2 weeks ago. They found a lot of problems and had a lot of constructive feedback to that. So if you like it, they helped a lot. And to two special people, it's Norbert Forster and Luca Bösch, who really examined all of the puzzles and solved them all to make sure you will be successful there. Thank you. So, any questions?
Thanks, that was really inspiring. I've done something similar at my university where we've done like an advent calendar at Christmas that creates a puzzle. So the way that we did that because we knew that not everybody would be able to get together at the same time, so it was kind of self-paced. Have you done anything that's been more self-paced rather than getting everyone together at the same time, and how did you cope with that?
Yeah, you can completely do it on your own. You can also build some kind of a forum where people can discuss or something like that. But my personal opinion is most of the fun is when you're really in place together with people and help each other. But it can be done remotely. For example, I mentioned MoodleBande. We did this in a video conference at Thursday evening, and then they solved it together, so it wasn't a problem too. But face-to-face, I really prefer that.
Hi, Nikolai from the University of Bayreuth here. First, thanks for your talk. Just a quick comment. I think you forgot to tell us how to register for your page.
Oh, thank you. I really forgot. You have to register at this page, and you can just type in any name, and your registration will be removed after 3 weeks of inactivity. So just to try it, you need a user account. Thanks.
Any other question? Any other questions in the room?
Hey, Stefan. Hi, Stefan. How much time did it took you to create these beautiful escape rooms?
That quite depends how much experience you have with it. Well, the one for the MoodleMoot, I had spent a lot of time because I wanted to do it really good for you, of course. But when I built my first escape room, it took me 3 days, 3 complete days. But now a small one I can build overnight. So it's just a bit about experience and having collected some ideas. A lot of ideas I get from the people trying my escape rooms because they often suspected me to be really, really mean and have an idea what I could have been done, but well, then I write it down and use it for the next one. It's getting worse, so don't come back next year.
All right, we have time for one more question at the front there, and then any other.
Yeah, it's me again. So I understand people knew already how to use Moodle in these activities you are proposing. How much do they need to know so that they are not super frustrated? Because you have showed us, let's say, advanced features of Moodle, and an entry level would never discover the answers.
You're completely right. That depends on your audience. And the one I showed that was clearly for advanced Moodle users, and we told them they need to be advanced. The novice level is really on a lower level, so I think everybody can do that. But if you're building that, you need to have some kind of an idea what your people already know. Thank you all.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you.